about 5 or 6 years, saying that you believed in the power of television and that television had a future was kind of like saying you didn't believe in Darwin or evolution. The thing that makes television special today is the same thing that made television special when it was introduced as a commercial medium in the 50s and 60s. That is its ability to be consumed by a large audience in a relatively short period of time.
And for advertisers, what they want to do is they want to get themselves associated with something that people really care about. That's the greatest thing that TV delivers. It delivers intimacy, it delivers mystery, it delivers a fantastic story right to your target, right to the consumer, right to the people.
There's still no better way to reach mass audiences, and oftentimes it's that 30-second spot that ignites sort of the spark that then drives conversations online that brands can follow up with.
Automobile brands, soft drink brands, sneaker brands, they have very, very large target audiences, and so obviously, television is a great medium for attracting a mass audience. But in order to create a deeper relationship with those customers of theirs, they're going to want to take advantage of the interactivity of television to be able to create click-through opportunities. You want to find out a local store where you can find that new sneaker brand. They have the opportunity to do that.
For advertisers, I really believe that prime time will remain very important, because it's the only place, as I said, those audiences can be reached in that kind of number still.
In Australia, it's still the case that the highest rating television programs every night are seen by 1 million plus people. If you look at overseas, the big grand finals of shows like The X Factor have regularly got 14 million odd people. Those numbers would seem to indicate that there is a large audience out there who appreciate that content, who are going to sit down and watch it when it's actually programmed.
Whenever there's a big event, if you happen to look at Facebook or you happen to look at Twitter, what people are doing is talking about what's happening on television, and what that does is increase audiences, not diminish them. These things get scale and currency often from the thing we call television. That water fountain which had 4 people around it for 15 minutes a day now has 700 million people for 2.5 hours a week. That's a bigger water fountain, but the principle's the same.
Advertising will become much more centric around the viewer. So the paradigm of measuring households has become less and less relevant. It's going to be more about, are we attracting the right viewers, the right demographic, the right psychographic of the audience of a particular brand or an advertiser. And they'll be able to do that because over time, there'll be greater understanding of who's in front of the TV set as a result of interactivity and people expressing what their preferences are for content.
The huge opportunity for advertisers is that you're able to dissect a market or segment it and deliver bespoke communication for that particular market. So that's the holy grail for our clients. So it's not inconceivable for you to have 4 TVs in any given house and have 4 different family members watching their own content, getting messages that are tailored to them.
There's always that fine line of invasiveness as well, and the way I look at it is anytime you are targeting a specific consumer and really drilling down to something personal, it becomes like a relationship where there's a level of respect that needs to be had, and there are going to be some missteps on either side, kind of like a first date, people saying the wrong thing or doing the wrong thing, but ultimately the brands and the networks that respect this person as an individual and keep that in mind while they're targeting them and provide them with something that's truly personal and truly valuable will win.
Just because we can doesn't mean we should. For every single opportunity like that, you've really got to assess the incremental return that you're going to get for the incremental effort and investment you're going to have to make.
I think that great content will draw eyeballs and the business model will follow. Really well-produced content that's brand-sponsored and obvious about it being brand-sponsored has done extraordinarily well. There's an appetite for good stories, and it's kind of irrelevant who it comes from.
Branded content is like teenage sex. Everybody's talking about it, very few people are doing it, and the ones that aren't doing it very well. Most branded entertainment isn't branded, and a lot of it isn't entertaining. Consumers will gravitate towards content, experiences, work that they find rewarding, because what they have is time, and they have a fixed amount of that. So the premium is going on to ever better work.